got big teeth.
So do I.
Hello everyone, my designation is N.O.V.A.C and I'm here to give a couple of thoughts on the new Spider-Man trailer, the gameplay trailer. I wish I could give more thoughts about all the games on the state of play, but actually I don't follow that much PlayStation. I wish I could. I don't have a PS5 yet. I've always wanted to play more of PlayStation games because they seem always really good quality. And well, that's just presented here in this Spider-Man. I played the first, well, not the first two, but the first Spider-Man and Miles Morales on computer. And this looks like an amazing sequel for that. It starts with a cinematic and we start seeing Kraven. And they are really showing off the motion capture in this game, because the micro expressions, I don't know if there's been similar stuff. There's a couple of times when Kraven speaks and yeah, no, the micro expressions are very detailed. The movement of his eyebrows, the movement of his cheeks and his mouth. And I know that's just a cinematic, but I remember thinking that the previous games had like in-engine cinematics, like it was not pre-rendered. So this is really, really impressive. And again, the previous games were really fun to play. The flashbacks they gave me to playing Spider-Man 3, which was like the best Spider-Man back in the day on PS2, I think it was, and going to, well, New York, swinging on New York, going to the Empire State, climbing up to the top and then just jumping down and feeling like the rush of the energy of just being a Spider-Man around the city. It's really cool. And they're leaning into, well, the new powers now, because I guess this story kind of brings into the Venom storyline, the black suit and the symbiote. And as soon as we see Spider-Man back in New York, we see him with the new suit, with the black suit, and we can see the actor, we can hear the actor like making more of like mean vibe voice.
Craven wants a hunt? I'll give him one he'll never forget!
Which, well, plays again with the comic that he was changing because of the symbiote. And the style of fight reflects that, because it's really more violent, really more aggressive, and it seems it's gonna feel really more powerful. The gameplay on the previous ones was really fluid and amazing. So I'm just expecting more of the same with a little bit of different styles. We see him kicking someone against a wall, and that just feels like a mix of what Spider-Man could do if he had like the rage of Kratos. I don't know, I have really high expectations on this game. And I guess the gameplay, the main gimmick of this one is gonna be switching between Peter and Miles. And I don't know if there's gonna be a multiplayer. It would be really cool if there's a multiplayer, or an option to change in between them, not just in missions, because like in the previous game you could change characters in between missions, like going to play as Mary Jane, going to play as Genki. We played as Genki? Well, we played as different characters, but it was like preset on the story. I don't know if this one is gonna be the same, or it's gonna let us change in between Peter and Miles whenever we want. Again, it would be fun if it was multiplayer kind of gameplay. We see him entering like a safe house like in the previous games, and that was one of my favorite parts, when they told you like you have to kill, well, not kill because Spider-Man doesn't kill, but like you have to take out this many people in these ways, and like trying to do all the like check side missions, I don't know how to call them. And we've seen more of the new mechanics, like shooting webs and being able to walk on top of the webs, because before we could like go on ledges and cables, but now we can create the cables and we can create our paths to, I guess, sneak strike the enemies. It's gonna feel so much different, because now we have two Spider-Mans and they're not like, it seems like they've evolved. Well, Peter with the symbiote is gonna have different kind of powers, not just the swinging, but like I see that they're implementing the tentacles. And with Miles, I guess we're gonna improve his side abilities, the electric shock, the invisibility, and well, the gameplay also shows that they both have kind of the wingsuits where they can hover instead of just swinging. And I can't wait to see how the mechanic is, because many of the games that deal with superheroes that can fly don't really do it well. It feels clunky and not fluid enough. I remember playing the Iron Man game on PS2, and it was a little bit frustrating, the missions where you had to fly, and it wasn't good to control. But Insomniac has done such a good job with the fluidity of the movement, with the ability of like being Spider-Man, that I know they're gonna nail the flying. So I can't wait to fly across New York, and maybe that's like a test for them to use other superheroes. It would be really cool if they create like a mini shared universe. I don't want a complete shared universe, because sometimes they try to bite more than what they can chew when they try to do that. But it would be fun to have more superheroes. Like we had the Sanctum Sanctorum on the previous Spider-Man, so maybe we have a Doctor Strange lineup on the way. Or I know it's not. I know it's just an Easter egg, but it would be really cool to play a game with Doctor Strange in the same vein as Spider-Man, or an Iron Man game. We had the Avengers Tower. It would be fun if they populate the world with other games and see how they implement their fluidity with other characters. But again, this game seems like the best version of what they can do, because it looks really, really fluid. It looks really like you can feel the adrenaline and the hits. I remember people saying at the start, when they first revealed the first ever trailer of the first Spider-Man, that it felt a little bit like, oh, you just do what they tell you, just press the button at the time that they tell you, and it feels just like timed actions. But at the end, the game started being like really, really, like you have control. You feel like you have control. And this time there's a sequence where you are following Kraven and following the boats and following the lizard, and it seems like they improved into that, because the animation looks so cool every time. Like it says like press triangle, and then the boat flips, and I just remember the feeling of just being able to do all the things that you were able to do in the previous game. And it feels like this game is gonna do so much more just in what the previous two did and what they excelled at, because the best part of being a Spider-Man is swinging around and like going hit to hit without having to stop, because, well, Spider-Man is a fluid character. So this game feels like in between Miles and Spider-Man, we're gonna have so much abilities and so much capabilities of gameplay, but at the same time the story feels a little bit more focused on Miles, because I guess they're leaning into Spider-Man is being affected by the symbiote. So I wouldn't be shocked if they take Peter out of the gameplay for a while, when, well, he starts dealing with what Venom is gonna become. And I guess I'm expecting us to have to help him as Miles. But we all know that at the end, the main bad guy of this game is not gonna be Kraven, it's gonna be Venom, because like that's the big tease that was from the first teaser of Spider-Man 2. And yeah, no, I really can't wait for this game. And I'm just here to excite you as much as I am, because like if you miss this game, you're gonna miss so much fun. The first one was so much fun. If you haven't played it, you need to. And I'm just hoping it comes for PC as well. I haven't looked for it. I should. They probably keep it as a PlayStation exclusive for a while, but either I get a PS5 or I get it on PC as soon as it comes out, because it was really exciting to play and I don't want to miss any of the saga. So there it is. Those are my thoughts, and I hope you think similarly, because it is a really fun game, and I wish everyone can experience the same kind of fun I experienced in the first two, and the same kind of fun I'm hoping to experience in the new one. Having said that, I hope you come back and let me instruct you with my next video.